I've made more art this year than I ever have before, and in this video I'm gonna give you a nice organized recap of all the paintings I've done in 2023. Make sure to watch until the end to find out how many paintings I actually ended up making. Okay, starting in January we have the very first and last hyper-realistic painting of the year. This one was done for Jack Morris for his song Love to Take a Hold of Me. Moving into February, where I painted two wooden sculptures paintings, which were inspired by a wood sculpture painting I did at the end of last year. The painting of the full figures is actually a painting of my grandparents, and I love how it turned out because it really captures like how love can just kind of withstand time and grow like an old tree. And when it comes to this model portrait, oh my god, the combinations in this painting. The kind of like golden burnt wood with the white plastic sunglasses and the neon green fire in the background. I don't know who allowed me to do that. Alright, from March until April I got no paintings. I started the year very slow, and then as the year went on, things changed. So it started slow as paintings go. I was also in full-time animation college. I still am in full-time animation college. So I have a bunch of work from that. I have sketchbook videos from all my work from that, so I'll link that here and put it down in the description. Okay, we're in May. I now have a boyfriend. He is also a painter, and I told him how much I love the Blue Lady painting all the time. And then he challenged me to try to reach the same style by doing a bunch of quick exercise little small paintings. So I did 3 paintings in 3 days, which is as many paintings as I had previously done the entire year so far. And with the third one I was able to reach the same style that I've been trying to reach for years, and I was just like, I peaked. I'm doing different art now. Well, I peaked again. The 3 portrait paintings are of my boyfriend, of his then housemates, Paula from Panama. She's still alive. She's just no longer in Ireland. And my first housemate in Dublin, Panchito. From those 3 paintings I then got 3 commissions in the same style. And if you're watching this right now, you are now obligated to subscribe. I'm being serious. The beautiful Bridget, Moises, and Musadube. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Musadube. I don't know, but this is how you spell her name. Which I got to do for a German podcast called 7 Tage ein Song. In June, I further explored my style with another painting of my boyfriend, who I painted many times this year. And then it was time for the very first big painting of this year. Because up until this point, I had only done small little paintings on paper.
I knew this girl. I asked her if we could do a photo shoot, and she said yes.
And from that photo shoot, we chose our favorite picture, and from that I then did this 50 by 70 centimeter painting. And of that big painting, I actually did this small portrait painting first to see if the colors would work, and it made me so much more confident and fast when I did the final piece. And now we're approaching my big travels of the summer, where I was gonna be away for 3 months. How do I make up for 3 months away from my main? The solution that I came up with was to do 1 surprise painting for every month that I was going to be away. I hadn't shown him the previous painting of him, so I had to do 2 more, and I did a portrait of us inspired by Monet with my kind of vibrancy of color and contrast. This was the first and only time that I painted myself this year, so nobody can say that I don't put others above me. And I'd also been dying to follow this fire inside of me that wanted to paint cowboys in the night, so I did that in 1 day. Pretty proud of it. Now we're in July and I'm on summer break. Family time in Germany. We are now helping my brother move. We are enjoying the countryside. Amazing. And at the end of my time in Germany, Alex visited me in Hamburg. And that's where I gave him the cowboy painting as his first surprise. August. We are now in Mexico. Things are crazy. I don't have paint on me. What am I gonna do without paint? Well, my friend told me to make stickers out of my art, and so I did, and I sold them as a receptionist of the hostel. Very professional. And to follow Mexico up, in September we go to Costa Rica with Alex, and this is where I give him the Triumphant Swim painting. The warmth of the water, the animals, the parrots, just everything I saw. You can really see how my paintings were very influenced by all of that after my time there. I feel so lucky for everything that I got to do this year, which brings us to October. I had not been painting for 3 months, so the fire inside of me was like crazy. And I'm about to show you that I'm a very good example of how productive taking time off can be, because we have 3 months left, and in those 3 months I did almost double as many paintings as I had done in the last 9 months of the year. In conclusion, I went hard. The first painting I did coming back was the cowboy, but in big, because it had become one of my favorite paintings I've ever done. And I've learned a major lesson, and I have a whole video on this that I will upload. But basically, if you do a painting small first, and then you do that same painting big, you will be so much faster. I did this big painting in half the time that I did the last big painting, which is half the size of this painting. Yeah! This is the biggest painting I've ever done. It's 100 centimeters by 70 centimeters. And we're still hot on the heels of my time in Oaxaca, Mexico. So I was so inspired to do more cowboys. And I had seen so many people wearing white cowboy hats there in the streets. And what's another very common thing in cowboy imagery? Horses. And this is what really brought it home for me this year, because I had learned how to draw by wanting to draw every horse that I could ever see as a child. So to do them again towards the end of the year just felt very special. And then I had a crazy thought. I was like, I've done all these paintings. Maybe it's time for an exhibition. And then one day to the other, like magic, we just got an exhibition. And I was like, I actually don't have any paintings because I sold all of them or I gave them away. So now I have an exhibition in like a month, and I've got little to no art to hang up on the wall. The exhibition installed this infinite motivation glitch inside of me. I wanted to paint modern indigenous people because it's a lot of what you see there, but it's not really what you ever see in Western art. It's kind of always just Native Americans. And something else that really inspired the next few paintings was one person that organizes the exhibition said that SEX sells. So I was like, oh, okay, money, The morals got a little low, and I painted a shirtless cowboy, which I would never usually do. And that kind of completed these more zoomed out portrait paintings. And then I was thinking, okay, shirtless people, pantless people, that's what they want. How do I do that in my own way? So that brought me back to a painting that I did in 2021 that was in forced perspective. If I do shirtless and pantless people in this style, it'll be cool. It'll be something that I will really enjoy making and looking at. While I was in college, I would draw all these little shirtless and pantless people in forced perspective that then when I came home, I would turn into paintings. And I started with these two, which I loved so much, so I turned both of them into a series. And right around this time, another crazy shift happened this year. I started sharing these short videos on social media, and they absolutely boomed my following. I multiplied my Instagram followers by like 3, and I reached 100,000 views on YouTube. Now I'm close to 200,000. And this was another thing that really fueled me to create much more of these forced perspective people. It is now November, and the final piece I did for the exhibition was this piece, Man's Explosion. The exhibition finally happened, which was an absolutely amazing experience, so mind-blowing. And because the response was so good, I decided to do 3 new paintings as a thank you that I added to the exhibition. And we also invested in a heat press and a printer because a lot of people were asking for t-shirts and stickers, so now we are able to create them ourselves from home for the next year. And whilst all of those things were happening and I was going absolutely mental because of the exhibition, I also took on some commissions. So I created a bunch of illustrations, which I can't really show you a lot of because they're for Christmas and upcoming birthdays, but I created these 2 paintings as well. It was cool to see what it felt like to do Van Gogh's style, and I felt like I got to be a part of a holiday in Namibia. So we have made it to the last month of the year where I finally started the hibernating process. And before I show you the very last painting, I wanted to show you all of the paintings that I sold this year because I feel like it will be very interesting to look back on. And the last painting of 2023 was a painting that my dad actually had the idea for. He saw my cowboy series on horses and he said, why don't you change the horse to a trumpet? So that's what I did. And he also said you could change it to like a toothpaste or a sausage. And I thought that was a very interesting idea, and I'm curious to know, what do you guys think would be another cool replacement for a horse? What could the cowboy ride on? And that includes all the 38 paintings I made this year. I have a bunch of time lapses on paintings that I've done this year on my account, on my channel. If you want to check them out, I have more videos coming out about the process, so subscribe for that if you are not already. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am so excited for much more of this in 2024. Thank you. Goodbye. Fuck yeah! I think I got it! I think I got it! August. But we will get there. I'm so sorry, Kira. No. Excuse me. And I had... and in the last... I need a break. This is